Well, welcome to Real United Talk. This is the post-match chat for Manchester United against Chelsea, which has literally just finished. Bit of a piss-poor game, bit of a boring game, lackluster game, no excitement, pretty much a dead-end game. Diedrich, what did you think of it?
Like I said, I put in the group chat. I said, "How the fuck are we going to do a match reaction to that?" what was there to talk about besides a handful of things? Cavani had a slight chance. Rashford should have done better with one chance he had. Then obviously the block from Cavani, but apart from that, I can't really remember much. That was just awful, and not just from us as well. I'd say they were arguably just as bad as us. And like I was saying, I hate games like this because you look forward to it all week, a big game. As a fan, you kind of like, oh, I can't wait for this weekend. Get to watch some football, and then you just, especially coming off a win like PSG, to that it was just utter shite. And it was yet again, it was a gamble in his formation that he played with the team that he played. And just this time it didn't pay off.
Kylie's in here. Kylie says snore.
Yeah, exactly.
Load of Zeds there. That's my match summary. Nick's graph. Hi, mate. He says, hey, I actually like the boring game. Rashi is so meaningful at left wing. Fred, oh my God, he is man of the match, third game in a row. Well, first off, Diedrich, what did you... Well, let's start with the team news. You did the pre-match thing. What did you think of the team for the start?
I was kind of surprised by it. I think a few players had done enough to maybe keep the spot. I thought Telles would have played. I almost thought you maybe see some more Swanzebe. I thought maybe Van der Beek would have been given a chance. I thought Cavani might have started up top. But like I said, it was. I'm generally, I really am struggling with this because, like I said, it's not like we've been beat 6-1 or like that, but it's just that was so boring. I've spent most of the first half trying to fix my laptop, just fiddling on my laptop that I've just got back. That's how boring that was. Honestly, it
was. Chris says Fred was not man of the match. Mate,
I'd struggle. First half, I generally would struggle to pick a man of the match for, probably Lindelof.
Yeah, I would probably say Lindelof or De Gea because at least De Gea had a couple of saves to make. But yeah, first half I was quite optimistic actually. Before we kicked off, I said it on your preview, your pre-match thing. I was quite optimistic. I thought that's the same team against Newcastle. But when you looked at Chelsea's midfield, I was a bit worried that maybe Fred and McTominay might have got a bit dominated. But I actually thought they had an all right game, to be fair. The passing wasn't slick. It wasn't quick enough. But they did stop and mess up Chelsea's attacking system. So, in that sense, it was okay. But the first half overall, I just thought was absolutely dreadful. I really did. I thought it was absolutely dreadful. The most boring 45 minutes I've ever seen, I think, since after lockdown.
Since under Moyes, I'd say. Yeah. Or Van Halen. It was just fucking...
It was dreadful. And I was umming and ahhing. It did actually go through my head that I'm just going to do a post-match that says, that was shit. Nothing to talk about. That's it. Finished.
And to be fair, you wouldn't even be wrong. I hate those kind of games because you almost got to fight yourself to keep it on.
Yeah,
and you should never feel like that as a fan. But you get to a point where it's like, Lord Rings is on. I might as well watch
that. Chris says McTominay was terrible, bad on the ball. Kylie says that game made me want to pull my own eyes out. I wanted to turn off the game. Next graph says boring game, but I liked it. And Mark is saying that the Skype is open for the man of the match. Right, Pancars is here. Let's get Pancars in. Right, Pancars, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what did you think, mate? First 45 minutes.
I know there was nothing in the game. I mean, I think we had a chance. We had a chance with that Rashford chance, right? That moment where he could have done something with it and could have scored. But
Yeah.
apart from that, I think both teams were like they didn't want to lose. It looks like not just the 45 minutes. I mean, for the whole of the game. But I think I'm happy in the end we tried and win the game to get something out of it, 3 points out of it. Because I think we did want to win the game eventually. I think you could say for Chelsea, maybe they came in for not to lose because they concede a lot of goals eventually. That's why they made a couple of changes. They had Mendy in goal, they didn't have Kepa in goal, they had Thiago Silva, and they made a couple of changes, Reece James as well. So I think I'm satisfied with the draw. I did take a draw. It was a good performance by the team. I think we played
You
well.
think that was good?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. We played well. It was good.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, there was a moment where Rashford had a chance, and then Mendy saved it. It was good save by the
Yeah.
keeper, man.
Oh, mate.
If
Yeah.
there was Kepa, I think Rashford would have scored. And it's those chances, those moments where if Rashford would have scored it, the game could have been different. And yeah, I think I'm satisfied because you look at Chelsea, the investment they did in the squad. You expect them to, destroy us, like you know. And if and to be honest, look at the dynamic of the game. Chelsea were playing five at the back. We were playing four at the back. They could have exposed us easily if we were attacking them, and being exposed by in the defense. So we had to be defensive as well. We had to be defensive.
Okay. Fair enough.
Right.
Second half, then, Diedrich, in my opinion, didn't really improve. I've got to say, I think the Cavani substitution was a waste of time.
I thought Cavani did okay when he came on, if I'm honest. But I mean, to say so, I mean, not to like have a go at you, Pancakes, but to say you're happy with that, I mean, are you fucking drunk or high or? I mean,
I'm not saying I'm not saying I didn't want the win. Obviously, I'm disappointed we didn't get the win, but I take the draw.
Yeah,
because I did cheat the draw.
If this was at Stamford Bridge, then yeah, I'd say we have to take the draw. But I think at home we should be doing far. We should be beating that at home.
I think when you look at the results at home this season so far,
we haven't won. We haven't won at home.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they were saying on Sky Sports like the last 4 home games or something have been really bad and not picked up results. So I think when you look at it like that against the Chelsea team that they drew midweek against Sevilla, I didn't watch the game. They got a clean sheet. They've got another clean sheet today. So possibly that's in Lampard's thinking in just trying to stifle the opposition and keep a clean sheet away from home. George says Chelsea created nothing. Chris says Pancars, that's bollocks. Ollie was a coward. The draw is bollocks. We can't keep dropping points.
So, bullshit, man. Seriously, man. Seriously. I'll explain my bit earlier because I could say Lampard was coward because he didn't want to lose. Lampard, what did they do? Okay, we had chances, right? We had chances. What did Lampard do in the 45 minutes with the ball? Apart from the Pulisic, they had one shot on target in the first half. We had 3 shots on target in the first half. Look at the numbers, mate. Before commenting, so
okay. Next graph says it's empty stadium, home, away don't count really. I can see that, mate, to be honest. Yeah.
To be fair, it's probably a good thing that there was nobody in the ground today because they'd have been fucking booed to fuck after playing
they would
that.
have, mate. Yeah, definitely. Akil says the team selection cost us the game today. Starting Dan James over Van der Beek or Pogba is prime. He offered nothing. What has Van der Beek done? What does Van der Beek have to do to get some game time? Chris says, yes, Pancars, yes, Lampard is a coward too. I don't give a shit what they do, only us. Next gaff says, top attacking teams in football, Chelsea and PSG can create attack. That's a massive improvement. And Kylie says, we could have played from now until doomsday and we still wouldn't have scored. Chances were few and far between, I think, for both things. I think United overall had the better chances because Mendy had to make the saves. but it wasn't an open game. I was expecting a massively open game because Chelsea have been leaking goals for for a few weeks now. I honestly thought Rashford and who else was it? Rashford and Dan James would have focused on Thiago. For me, he's the slowest at that centre back. Didn't really come off.
He was arguably the best centre back as well in that game. That shows how bad we were.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, Pankaj, second half, what did you make of that one?
I think it was going in the same direction until Pogba and Cavani came on, and we saw that we are trying to create and trying to take our chances, take some risks to score, which we did. Cavani had the touch that almost landed up somewhere. I mean, could have landed up in goal, but yeah, the touch he had, that was good. Apart from that, I didn't see much of Cavani because he was not getting much of the ball. It's difficult. Then Greenwood came on, and then we were creating chances, but they were not coming off. But yeah, we had chances. I mean, in the second half, we had chances. I wouldn't say. I would say that Oli is brave. Was braver than Lampard in my opinion, because he was going for it in the last, and Lampard was trying not to lose because they're leaky. But you could say the same for us. We have been leaking goals as well, right? So we were there not to concede as well in some aspects. So it was like the 87th minute, 88th minute, we were trying to score and trying to get a last minute goal.
Thing is, though, with that Pankaj, you say, we've been leaking goals as well, but when you look at the Newcastle game and then you look at the PSG game, those performances are head and shoulders above what we've seen there. And I think the factor is we seem to play without the fear factor away from home. I don't know why United are scared to attack at Old Trafford. It's a problem I've been seeing for the last couple of weeks with the games. So, I mean, do you think there's anything in it?
I'm saying because the way we set up, right, it was further back, right? And at home, further back, we get exposed by teams which counter attack us. And Chelsea were trying to counter attack whenever they were getting the ball, right? In some position, they were trying to counter attack us, and they could have been dangerous because I think Pulisic, because he was on the right hand side. Was he on the right hand side or left hand side? I don't remember. But Pulisic, right? He's a danger man for Chelsea. If he has more chances of, if he gets one chance, clear cut chance, he would score it. So you look at Ziyech was on the pitch as well. He came on the pitch instead of, was it Mason Mount or Pulisic? I think it was maybe Pulisic. So they had options, right? They had so many options, and we had options as well. But they have in up front they were dangerous. They came with a mindset to counter attack us. So we would have get exposed. We were playing 5 at the back. We were playing 4 at the back, and we conceded against Palace and Spurs. We leaking goals, right, with that formation. So I think all we wanted to win. We had chances, right, Marcus? That's football, like it's.
Well, I think when you look at the chances, Diedrich, Mata had that chance. Rashford had the chance. Cavani had a great start when he came on. Yeah, half a chance. Pogba had half a chance in the second half. Didn't really put his laces through it. And I can't think of anything else.
Probably the one where it comes across and Cavani shoots and Thiago stops it and blocks it.
Yeah.
That's probably it. That's the point. This is why I don't agree with people saying like we didn't play bad. It's just Chelsea made us look bad. We did play bad. I mean, I take it that's people's opinions, but I'm sorry, that was bad. To say that we're having to think of chances we actually created shows how bad we played. I mean, it was slim pickings. I mean, the Rashford chance where he chops back, that's still a difficult chance. Matters was from outside the box. Cavani was obviously quite a difficult one. Probably should have done a bit better. The first touch one, they're all half chances. None of these are clear cut goal scoring opportunities. They're not one-on-ones.
Akil says Chelsea went for a back three and match us if we went the same system as against PSG. Our team selection and their back five made the game boring, and both managers didn't care to change it sooner.
No, sorry to interrupt, Marcus. George Carl is like he's pulled me up on one. Yeah, I'm wrong on that one. Rashford did have a one-on-one at the beginning of the first half, but outside the box thing. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I remember on that one.
Mark says we weren't bad, just Chelsea made us look bang average. Rashford had 2 chances. Chris said Ever talking truth, calling out the playing with fear, and it's not good. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. I don't know what it is, but United just seem to be a different team, home and away. It's really strange, and you would think the home form would be stronger. I mean, arguably, well, yeah. I mean,
maybe it's because
we played harder teams away than what
maybe
we have.
Maybe it's because at home they went through a phase where Liverpool used to do it under Roy Hodgson. They played better away from home because at home they're almost expected to win. They're almost expected to break teams down and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whereas away from home, they can just sit back and counter attack. Maybe that's the exact same case. Maybe at home, where we're almost expected to be the dominant force, whereas Ollie doesn't want to be that. He wants to be the one to almost be a bit of a counter puncher in boxing. Just wait, boom. But you can't do that at home. People are like, we should be playing like this at home.
Akil says De Gea had nothing to do in the game. Mendy was busier with the 2 goalkeepers, but there was no urgency or intensity from us to change the game. Do you think, Pancars, Ollie likes to play McTominay and Fred together in the same game? I think that's pretty evident now. Did it against PSG, it worked. He's done it today. It's worked in the fact that they've not lost a game and they've got the clean sheet. But do you think that playing those 2 is holding the rest of the team back in terms of the fast play?
Rashford and energy talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it today, McTominay was very slow playing that ball. Fred, majority of the times for me, got hold of the ball and kept turning and going backwards. But do you think these 2 are a problem? Is it the fact that Van der Beek's not playing, Pogba's not playing, because of either Scott or Fred is taking their place?
I think our players look a bit lethargic as well, because what I noticed is even Luke Shaw was a bit slow in passing the ball. So it's not just those 2 players. Most of the players were tired because of the PSG game, I guess. Because I think in the PSG game, how many players played? McTominay played, Fred played, Lindelof played, Rashford played. So there were a lot of players which played that game. So it's they're going to be tired after that game. But I think still, I mean, it was slow. So it was a bit slow. I think we were more focused on not losing the ball. We were trying to take possession and trying to create something, which we were doing, but it didn't come off, because you see against Newcastle, right, Marcus?
Yeah.
We made slow passes as well, but just that we were effective on the counter. There was one instant where Van der Beek got the ball. He passed to Mata. Mata passed to was it Mata passed to Rashford? Then Rashford was running with the ball. Then He passed. He cut inside, and then he passed the ball to Bruno. Bruno was coming from behind, and then he got the ball, and then he shot, and then he scores. So they were effective in that area of the counter attack. Now what happens is, we were trying to do the same thing against Chelsea, but Chelsea were being defensive, and at times, what they were trying to do is hitting us on the counter, because we were trying to attack them, but we are trying to be also a bit conservative in defense, because Maguire was not going forward, because he was conservative. He was making sure that they don't get exposed. So Maguire had to be behind as well. So if you look at it in the midfield, there was no creative in the midfield because Pogba wasn't playing. But I get why Pogba shouldn't have played this game, in my opinion. So it was the right decision. But I think we're a bit lethargic. But against Newcastle, it was the same thing. But Newcastle, what they were doing, they were attacking us, and defensively they had nothing. The Chelsea is a different thing, because they have good quality players, and it's different.
Cedric,
Yeah.
what do you say to that? Because you've got 2 CDMs there, right?
Yeah.
One of them is taking Pogba or Van der Beek's position. Right? But I mean, it's arguably playing the two CDMs is helping us get through games.
I've never been a big fan of playing two CDMs. I mean, I'd rather this gets sound really odd, but I'd rather see them a bit more offensive, obviously, in centre midfielders rather than just ushering in front. Because I think that's way too defensive. That's Van Gaal bullshit. There's no, you don't need two protective. If you need two protective fucking midfielders in front of your two centre backs, then that tells you that you don't trust your fucking centre backs.
Yeah,
and everybody keeps comparing the Newcastle game. Listen, I'll tell you, I live up here. I live up in Newcastle. Nobody's getting excited about Newcastle. They are utter shite. And that game flattered us. We scored 3 goals in the last 10 minutes. They capitulated as soon as Bruno scored. If not for that, they're shite. PSG, I can get carried away with that because it's fucking PSG, isn't it? But the Newcastle, I just don't think we've looked good once in the Premier League this season. Like I said, the Newcastle game was a bit of a. It was a bit what's the word?
I can agree. Was it flattering?
Yeah, that's the one, flattering.
Jack Johnny says, Jack Johnny, what a name. Matic is better ball carrier than Fred. In the second half, when Pogba, Bruno were all forward, then McTominay and Fred were passing sideways. AJK says, James lacks creativity, wish Mason and Tellez started. Kylie says, no one cares about Newcastle. AJK says, we shut them down defensively and created more chances. George Carl says, panic, I'll keep you interrupted.
I love this.
Next graph says, I bet my house you and Tommy. Matic and Pogba will be exposed. Akil said, should start Twansebe so that we don't need 2 CDMs. That's a good point. That is a good point. Twansebe, do you think if he starts a more confident centre back, you can drop one of them 2 CDM Pankos?
No.
You would still play the 2 CDMs with Twansebe at the back, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still because I still don't. I'm not sure about Twansebe whether he can handle it on his own. I mean,
I'd rather play basically play in reverse to what we play now rather than playing 2-1. I'd play 1-2. Play one defensive midfielder, and then Fernandes and Pogba or whatever as the 2 midfielders, and then Martial, Rashford, Lingard, fucking Greenwood.
Nick Ross says he disagrees about starting Twansebe, so we don't need 2 CDMs. AJK says sign Koulibaly. Kylie says 100% Twansebe could do a better job by himself than Lindelof and Maguire together. What do you think of this formation? This 4-2-3-1. I don't like it. I've got to say, I don't like it at all. But I can understand why he's doing it because obviously Martial's not there. Greenwood, they've had a bit. Cavani's not fit enough, so he's got to go with the one up front.
4-2-3-1's normally quite an attacking formation if done correctly. If you're playing your 2 centre midfielders rather than 2 defensive centre midfielders, because it means you've got the 10 occupying space, and you've got 2 wingers. You've obviously got these 2 centre midfielders a bit deeper up, also encouraging in playing balls. But if they're literally just shielding the back 4, and then your next line of attack is the number 10, it's kind of like you've got a big hole in the middle. You're just bypassing. Just going to get bypassed in the middle part of the park. It's like it's almost like you haven't got midfield. It's almost like you go defence forward. You've no middle bit.
So you would keep the formation.
Like a donut.
What? you keep this formation, yeah? You would stick with it.
No, definitely not. I'd do it, but I'd encourage McTominay or Fred, whoever it is, to not be shielding that back 4. Be like, right, whatever happens to them, happens to them. They should be the ones ushering like your centre midfielders to be pushing up. Play the centre midfielder, but playing further up, actually in midfield in the middle of the park, not fucking 30 yards from goal, fucking literally just blocking it.
So you just change personnel?
No, you don't change personnel. You just tell them to fucking move up a couple of yards.
Yeah.
And be like,
so you're quite happy with the team then that was put out. You just move position slightly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And tell them to move the ball a bit quicker.
All right, Pancars, what about you, mate?
No, I wouldn't do. I'm not a fan of this formation. I want us to play a diamond because in Newcastle, I liked when we switched to a diamond. We scored those 3 goals in the last 10 minutes or so. So it did make a difference. When against PSG, when we switched to a diamond, we scored. Marcus scored the winner to make it 2-1. That was of open play as well. So I think switching to a diamond would be beneficial. And about Diedrich saying that we need to play a sole midfielder, but we don't have anyone to play sole midfielder apart from Matic, and Matic has no legs as well. You think Fred can hold the back line on his own? I don't think so. You think McTominay is a CDM? He's a box to box. He's And
this is why we should have went and got that lad. What's he called again? Who was available or something? Oh yeah, Thomas Partey, who fucking Arsenal bought.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
Yeah.
He'd have done a perfect job for this.
Yeah, I wanted him, man. It's 45 million.
Right, this is a bit of a good theory. Netbuster, welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. He says,
Nutbuster, then.
He says what we've seen was 2 managers trying to protect themselves from the sack and shaming us Old Trafford and all. Do you think that was the case today? Do you think that performance?
Yeah.
Do you think that? Yeah. Do you think that's connected with them trying to keep?
Yeah. Especially Ollie.
No, I wouldn't, because Ollie was playing this formation before and they were playing it fucking when we were playing well. Everyone who points to this formation go, nobody was complaining about this formation when we fucking dicked Bournemouth 5-2 at home, and when we beat Sheffield and Martial scored the hat trick. It's almost you've got to change every couple of seasons. You've got to change things up, otherwise everyone knows how you play. Ferguson used to almost plan games 3 weeks ahead. He'd be telling his players like, look, you're not playing this next game because I'm playing you against fucking Seville in 3 weeks' time.
No. But it's not.
And I think that's what we almost need to do, rather than just being so reactionary and think outside the box. Like certain games, I remember watching something with Gary Neville. Gary Neville said about Anfield, for example. He said we knew that we couldn't come to Anfield and play our regular game. Same for a Highbury, same for these other places. But majority of the time, we had to keep changing subtle little things, and I think that's what we need to do. We need to change things up again. And I mean, and if it could deliver a success, then I'm all for it. As much as I do say United is built up, for me, in my opinion, I think of a United player. I think a winger. Don't you interrupt me? I think of I think of a winger. But maybe if the times are going to change and we do need to get used to new styles of football, then maybe we need to. Go on, Package.
I don't know if you can hear that, but it's absolutely belting down where I am.
In London.
No, up at Norwich, mate. It's absolutely chucking it down, and the wind is horrendous.
Up in Norwich, you down south?
Well, all right, yeah, but outside of Norwich. Let's have a look. Netbuster says, feel bad for Donny. Ollie is clearly showing us it wasn't his signing. It's a disappointing situation for the lad. Well, let's talk about Van der Beek then. What do you think of this? Because he's fit. There's nothing wrong with him. And he's not being picked. He's not being played. I'm quite surprised he didn't come on today, actually, to be honest, for some creativity and a bit more box to box, Steve. So, what do you think of that situation?
Sorry, what was that?
What do you think of the Beak situation at the minute?
Can you use it in a vowel?
Can I use it in a vowel?
Can you use it in a sentence? No, I think we should be playing more, but as weird as it may seem, we've almost got an embarrassment of riches. Embarrassment of riches is quite a decent term, but I think we've almost got too many options in midfield now, which is the complete fucking opposite to what we've had for the fucking last couple of years. But it's either way, if he drops someone, it's a big call, and I just don't think he maybe thinks Van der Beek's quite up to it yet. Anyway, I want to see more of Johnny Van der Beek. I'd rather see him play ahead of McTominay or Fred, but perhaps he's not that good defensively.
Would you rather see him play ahead of Pogba? Because if you take away Fred or McTominay, there's only one space available.
Yeah. Why not?
You put Van der Beek in instead of Pogba. Okay.
At the minute, yeah, because I don't think Pogba's playing the best, and I think Pogba needs to play himself into fitness. I don't mind these little cameos and stuff like that. Nobody's too big. This is almost the thing. Back in the day, right, during the war, right, Scholes would get dropped for no reason. It would literally just be a case of I'm resting him for fucking this game or that game, or Nicky Butt, or Keane, or fucking many of the other midfielders that we had, or Varane, stuff like that. Or Carrick. No one was ever going, oh, what the fuck? Where's the fucking disgrace this? But because people trust it. Nowadays, all he's got to do is drop Pogba, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Why has he dropped him? Oh, no. Then you've got all the Pogba brigade going like, Pogba. It's just...
You know what it is? I saw when the lineup came up, right, on Twitter, right? When the lineup came up, I saw a comment, one United fans. The comment said, "Congratulations, Chelsea!" Like, because of the lineup. I was like, I mean, come on, like we are not even started the game, and they are saying the lineup is not good. Like, so it's what it is. Like, players get dropped, and people start overreacting. Like, because when the game which Pogba started, and we lost those games, Crystal Palace 3-1, Spurs 6-1. So,
can I just pull up one thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of the comments. Next graph is put, with the sort of players we have, I would like United to be a defensive team. How about that? No. Just no. We were that under Mourinho, and we were that under Van Gaal. And those were very upsetting days.
You don't want to be a defensive team, Pankos?
No, I don't want to be it's not about like being a defensive team. Today was about like what Oli was trying to tactically, get something out of the game, win the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about like you play your own style every game. You got to think tactically as well. Because you're gonna get exposed. So at the back, you know what I'm saying? Because against PSG, it was a tactical performance by Oli, and everyone praised it. Yeah, everyone says Oli has no tactics. But then, look at what he did against PSG. And at home, people say, if Oli would have lost, people say Oli has no tactics. So, it's the same thing. But then,
PE teacher.
PE teacher, man. The PE teacher who drew against a side who spent 200 million on, Havertz, Werner, Thiago Silva, Mendy, Ziyech. They already have Pulisic. They already have Mason Mount.
Speaking of PE teachers, why are they so much fitter now than when I were at school? We had blokes. Nowadays, they're all mint.
No comment. Next graph, there's Pankaj. You are brother from another mother. He just thinks like me.
Next, seriously, if you and Pankaj should do a show together, we'll all just sit back and just watch with fucking popcorn.
Next, if you want to come on, mate, and do a show with Pankaj, right, welcome to it. It's not a problem. Go on to do the man of the match thing on Mark's report card, and then we can get you in. Chelsea were there for the taking. We set up to attack, says Chris. Well, let's finish this with Cavani. What did you make of Cavani's debut? Pankos?
Oh, fucking hell, you're going to hear some shit now. Unreal. Man of the match.
He looked good, man, because he had that two chances. One was the half and half chance. One was the Greenwood. And he's going to be a very important player. Imagine Martial coming.
That's not what you promised me. You said to me on my live stream when I went for a walk the other week, you said to me, if I guarantee you, if you give him the ball and create chance for him, he will score.
So,
To be fair, mate. To be fair,
Chelsea were
Well,
defensively.
no,
Good. Look what
mate.
minute he came on. 60 minute he came on, right? But the thing was,
It don't matter. You
he was
said
not
if
getting
we
most of
create
the
a
ball, did
chance,
he?
maybe he
How
was
many times
scored.
he got the ball? How many times he got the ball, man?
Don't matter.
Come on,
We
man.
still create a chance for you. Guaranteed me goals. Where are they?
How many chances did he create, man? Like, he did create chances. I'm not saying that. Oh, God. No, but I don't know. I mean, he didn't have much to do, so.
Nah, I'm just
it was
busting your
good.
chance. Thingy.
It was a good debut, I guess. It was a good debut.
Yeah,
it was unlucky. It was unlucky.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
His first touch nearly went in wrong side of the post. Second chance he had, Thiago Silva did a great block on him. And don't forget, they are teammates. They know each other inside out. So Cavani looked like that time I seen Ricky Hatton and Tenerife at 2 a.m. and he was buying every shots and he pissed pants. Still a legend.
I'd have piped him off, me. I fucking love Ricky Allen.
Next graph says Cavani looked good. He almost made something out of nothing. He was just inches away. Yeah. Chris says Cavani didn't have much of the ball. Can't say he played good or bad. He was chasing shadows at times. He was dropping very, very deep to try and get involved. What I did like about him was being a main out and out centre forward. He was tracking back an awful lot as well. There was a time that Reece James had the ball out on our left hand side, and Cavani was just outside our penalty area, just on the edge of the D, where he was watching someone on there. Right, okay. Who we got next? Leipzig, Champions League, isn't it? Midweek.
I will probably take them about 5-0 now.
Yeah, I hope. Kylie brings up a good point here. What happened to Tellez today? Anyone know?
I think he's been saved for the Champions League game, but I don't know.
God knows.
I don't know. Like there's some. I knew people would come on this if the result wouldn't go where we expected, because we expected a win. I knew that, but
it's because we had that chubby little.
I don't know.
It's because we had that chubby little bitch playing at left back, twerking his shit on the touchline.
He could have been effective in that game, because imagine him crossing the ball to Cavani. Like, could have been. I don't know.
This is where I think Cavani.
Last time I seen Shaw actually do an overlap, I can't even remember. I really we probably did when we had Depay, when them two had like a thing, but he just never wants to go on that outside at all. He always wants to come in on his right foot. It makes no fucking sense because he's not right footed.
Chris says has had a knock. I heard he had a knock on the ankle, but I wasn't too sure. Leipzig have won their last 5 games, says Harty.
So PSG though. PSG won their last 5.
They're first in Bundesliga right now. Mohamed Jabba, welcome, mate. Hope you're all right. He says, as soon as Matt was taken off, I felt as if the United movement forward was disrupted.
Here's one for you then. Who would you mind seeing Massa? Maybe now he hasn't got the legs to play on that wing. I don't give a fuck what everyone says. What about playing him in midfield? It's like someone who could just dictate play, just going forward like a midfielder.
Well, if you played a 4-2-3-1, you'll have to swap him around with Bruno, wouldn't you? Because Bruno will have to go to the right and Mata will have to go central. And Dan James is on the left, isn't he? As it stands at the minute. That's the only solution. I wouldn't want Mata as number 10 instead of Bruno.
Yeah.
Mark, me and you are going to have problems if you keep fucking proving it wrong.
Martin says he misses Tellez. Oh, I was very surprised he weren't included today. I really was, especially when Cavani was on the bench, because there was. I didn't think at any time when Cavani came on that there was going to be crosses into the box.
They'd rather play fucking Nicki Minaj at left back.
Well, and not only that, Diedrich, but you look at Wan-Bissaka's crossing. I can't remember a cross today where he's beaten the first man. I really can't.
I love Wan-Bissaka. It's mint going forward, but I'll tell you what, someone once said to me apparently before he played right back, he was a winger. Doesn't surprise me that he changed position. Fuck me. He just gets to a point and does a Valencia, he just smashes it and hopes it goes somewhere. He looks pissed up when he's going forward with the ball at his feet. He looks like he pissed up uncle outside the pub going, hey, give me a kick of that ball.
Martin says nobody at me about 5-3-2 either, because that was fucking hell, Mark.
Mark, Pack it in,
Right.
spamming shit. I'll spot you out.
Jesus Christ.
Like this video, like this video.
I was reading comments then. Chris says Greenwood put in a couple of decent crosses when he came on. Yeah, I think that's the only time we looked really attacking, when Greenwood come on at the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka, I honestly don't remember him getting past the first man on a cross. I really don't.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, I thought, first half, the first 25, 30 minutes in the first half, we were concentrating going on our left-hand side, but nothing was coming in because Shaw kept on backtracking and playing it back. And there's two totally different contrasts in play there. You've got Tellez versus Shaw. One's, got a great cross on him. The other one hasn't. And then on the right-hand side, you've got Fosu or Wan-Bissaka. Fosu gets a crossing and gets to the byline, but Wan-Bissaka won't do it. So it's baffling. It's strange. Next graph says, anyone think Bruno is a bit overrated? Just saying, don't kill me. No, mate.
Nah. I think you're alone on that one, mate.
I do feel actually.
I'd let him fucking spit on my back and everything, mate.
No, I'll keep man.
Chris says Bruno is our best player. I agree with Chris. I think Bruno is probably our most influential player that we have, and he's the most consistent player we have as well, I think. Sure avoids going forward like it's the lettuce with his burger from McDonald's. Right, okay, let's pack it in there then.
Pack it up, pack it in.
Yeah, there's not much else to touch on. It was a pretty drab game. I didn't think it was. I think it was built up to be something it wasn't. Both managers cancelled each other out, and I agree in a sense with the comment about both managers wanting to save their jobs by not getting beat. So, Pancard, final thought? Anything you want to say?
I think I'm not saying. I think I'm still. I still take a draw. I'm not disappointed.
But you're quite happy with how they played today, yeah?
Yeah, I'm happy. We had chances. So I can't complain. It's a game where both managers didn't want to lose, especially us, because if Oli had lost this game, imagine how bad it would be, to be honest. Because he's playing a back four. Like, imagine they're playing a back five. Look at the formation. Look at the tactic which Lampard was going using the same formation he used in the FA Cup game. The same formation. He could have exposed us. Same formation. Copy paste to the same formation. So
Kylie wishes he'd done knitting instead of watching a game. Hart says both teams.
I've got to give you a hand.
Forgiveness, please, says Mark. No, Mark, you're not forgiven.
Forgiveness, please.
Diedrich, final thoughts then? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, don't drink and drive. Smoke and scuba dive.
That's probably the best advice ever. Yeah, mate, there's not really much else to say. I don't want to,
stay
linger
alert,
on about it.
Control the virus, go to work.
Yeah, don't forget. Was it hands, face, space? Isn't it? Hands, face, space. Yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyone who's new, hope you subscribe to the channel. Plenty more coming up. We got Mark's report card. I think it's coming up either tomorrow or Monday. So there'll be something up on the channel for then, and then obviously we'll be back for the Leipzig game, which is Wednesday, I think, this week. Is it not?
I
think.
Yeah, I'll be live.
Leipzig, I think is Wednesday. So thanks everyone for watching. Like I say, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have some fun. Hope it puts a smile on your face somehow after that. So catch you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Love me.